What's going on, guys? TKD123 back video, and today we'll talk about a brand new album review I just reviewed this week. I went through the entire week, listened to this, and this was something that I found pretty easy to listen to because overall I did enjoy the project that we are reviewing this week. And this man has been around for a couple of years. I'm saying, like, he's had plenty of hits, plenty of big things going on, and this is a very, very good album from him, arguably my favorite. And here we are. We're going to review Big Sean's I Decided. Now, starting off here, just some stuff that is more just housekeeping, stuff that you want to know about the album. It is 14 songs and it runs about 50 minutes, so just under an hour. And this kind of feels like that definite in between within the album where it's not too long, not too short. I feel like it's a very, very good length overall, and I feel like there is no really extra to this album. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no extra meat that they could have cut. They pretty much trimmed the album down to what it needs to be, and that's it. There are no extra tracks here. There are no tracks that don't feel kind of out of place in a way. There are some that feel out of place that I will discuss later in the review, but there aren't any extra tracks, I guess, to the album that they just have on at the end of the album and stuff like that. And also, just to give a little nod to, a little props to, the artwork is amazing. Okay, I don't know who edited this, I don't know who even came up with this entire album artwork, but it is beautiful, it's nice, it's vivid, it's very nice to see on your lock screen whenever you're just chilling in the city and you just open up your phone and you see the album artwork. It's a beautiful artwork, it's amazing, and it's something that it looks like a painting. It looks like it belongs like on a canvas of some sort. It looks definitely like an album artwork that you can hang on the wall and stuff like that. It is very, very good. Big props to the album artwork. And the album artwork is also very telling of the entire story of the album, which we're going to get into as well. Now, on an interview, he laid out the entire plot of the album basically, and it's all laid out really on the final track of the album, where he just reiterates what he said on TV in that one interview with, I think it was Jimmy Fallon or something like that. But he basically explains that this album is about you living your life, right? You go through your entire life and you make all the wrong choices. You make all the wrong decisions. You make all the wrong, you just do everything wrong in life the first time, right? You get to the end of your life, you regret it all, and then you have a chance to go back and live your life again, knowing the knowledge that you had in the previous life. So you know what decisions are wrong and what to make. And so you're basically going back in time, going back to the start of your life, redoing it over, knowing the bad ways, knowing the bad decisions that you potentially could make in your life. And that's what this whole album is about. And it's about it's basically kind of a thesis of a different avenue of how to live your life, because we get plenty of different things of how to live a perfect life, and it's be happy, love, all stuff like that. But this one is really saying that the best way to live your life in the way of Big Sean, and in terms of this album, is to look at everything in your life as something that you've already done before, something that you've already completed before, and knowing the wrong choices of that, what I'm saying, and knowing that you have done the wrong choice before. And if you live a life knowing that you will steer yourself to making the right choice every single time. And so going in, the intro is very much a good attention getter in this album. Now, this album actually drew my attention so much because of that intro. That intro was so telling. And then basically the whole album is laid out really where we have Big Sean as he is right now, and then we have Old Man Big Sean. And Old Man Big Sean is basically his conscience. That is he is currently right now living in his other life where he gets to reset basically after the intro is basically where, at least I see it, right? The intro is basically the end of his first life where he is laying out that I did everything wrong. Like, he even says it in the intro where it's like, I am doing the same job, like I don't know what I was supposed to be doing, like I feel like I let down my family, my friends, her, all stuff like that. And so basically I feel like the intro is the end of his life, and then we go into track 2 and on where we have the new life that he's living. And throughout that new life he's living, he has the old man of himself, the one that already lived the life, kind of giving him coaching, like saying, hey, call your mom, or hey, don't let her in, stuff like that. Like it's such a neat idea where we have this kind of laid out story, narrative driven, that's so narrative driven that we have an Old Man Big Sean coaching his younger self, and it's absolutely beautiful. It is one of by far the best intros I've ever heard in an album, period. Then we go on to Light, track 2 with Jeremiah. Jeremiah did an excellent job on the vocals, and even though he had that really bad EP that I reviewed back in the summer, late nights Europe, but Jeremiah recently he's been regaining his clout, if you will, with his latest stuff. Especially this one definitely does lay down a foundation for a great overall just restart, I guess, if you will. And then we go on to Bounce Back. We've heard that before in a, you know, radio track. I think it was on radio. I don't listen to radio a lot, but I'm pretty sure that was on radio. I'm pretty sure it was released prior to this album dropping. And you know, Bounce Back is, you know, great track, nothing crazy about it, you know, nothing cool. Then we go on to No Favors. No Favors was highly controversial, mainly because of Eminem's verse. And look here, man, I'm gonna say something here. Look, Eminem, the first time I heard this, you know, verse, I did not like it. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, he didn't sound Eminem. He didn't have that raw, aggressive edginess in a way. Like, he would go raw and aggressive like he usually does, and then he would back up and, you know, try to change up the style as if like he was another rapper. Like, that's how I took the entire verse. It was just kind of enemy. It wasn't really Eminem. And then, you know, overall, as I, you know, went throughout the week and listened to the track, it got better for me personally. I feel like, you know, his verse is pretty good in this one, and he is talking a lot of smack, especially about Donald Trump as well. He has that one line about Trump towards the end of his entire verse, and it's a very, very controversial verse that has a lot of things in it going on. He shouts out the Patriots as well, even gives them some shade. It's a very, very controversial Eminem verse, and it is nothing that, you know, you haven't experienced from Eminem, because, you know, if you know Eminem from back in the day, you know he's always been kind of edgy, been controversial, but, you know, not afraid to speak what he feels, not afraid to speak on things that, you know, not a lot of people will not speak on. Then we go to track 5, Jump Out the Window, which is personally, I think, one of my favorite tracks on this entire album. I have a favorite, but I'm gonna get to it in a little bit. But that track 5, Jump Out the Window, is such a nice, you know, just hip hop vibey song. I just like it a lot. Then we go, you know, to later on the album, we have Jhené Aiko and him. Oh my god. Same Time Part 1, that's what it's called, you know, the track. And I am so hyped for a 2088 album. I cannot wait. It is coming out, you know, within the next few weeks here, and I literally cannot wait, because I love 2088. I love Jhené Aiko. I love them too. I love the work they do overall as a team, and it is beautiful to see, and I cannot wait for that to finally drop. And this album here and this track made me even want that even more. And then we go to Oh Me. You know, it's a great track, but then at the end we get another tidbit of story where, you know, his old man version is like, hey, you know what's gonna happen when you go out this, you know, thing. I'm sorry for spoiling this entire album. I feel like I'm doing it right now, but there's just a lot of, you know, very good narrative stuff at the end of tracks and beginning of tracks that really build on the entire cohesive flow and the, you know, entire kind of theme of the album. And it is just amazing. It's freaking good, guys, I'm telling you. And, you know, at the end of Oh Me, we get, you know, shots from like Arambe, from from a guy that's trying to talk to Big Sean, whatever, like asking him questions, stuff like that. He's paparazzi, and it is just, Oh Me is awesome. It's just a great track. But let me go with track 10, right? Voices in My Head / Stick to the Plan. This is, I feel like, the most relatable track out of the entire album, and the most powerful track in a lot of ways, right? So Voices in My Head, it's balancing, you know, the fact that he knows the right way. He knows what is the wrong way. However, he's still balancing that in his head. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still, you know, he's just in conflict of, you know, wanting to go with everybody else and go with the flow of the wrong way, but knowing that that is the wrong way, and knowing that there is another way that is the better way and that is the right way to take. And it's that overall conflict. And we have Voice in My Head, which reflects him knowing the bad, and then kind of, I feel, you know, in a way, Stick to the Plan is more of like accepting the wrong way, you know, accepting that everyone is doing it. This is what you have to do. This is the lane you have to go to make it in this country and stuff like that. It is a very, very good commentary. I love the track, you know, to the highest key. I freaking love that track. That is by far my favorite track out of this entire list, and I definitely do implore you guys to listen to it. Even if you don't listen to the whole album, listen to that track alone. And then we go to Sunday Morning Jackpack, you know, again, one of my favorites as well, because The Dream killed it overall. And we go to Inspire Me, that's dedicated by his mom, a very, very great track, and obviously it builds off of the track before, where he finally, you know, I'm not gonna even spoil the album. I want to, but I'm not going to, right? I just, you guys need to listen to the story. You guys need to go to the album, listen to it full through. You'll know what I mean, and you'll see how it builds off of the previous track and how it's just greatly done. And then we go finally to the final track, you know, with and then we go with Sacrifices, which is like another, you know, kind of like, I guess, kind of throwaway track, and not throwaway track, but a track in the same vein as Bounce Back, where it's kind of just a regular hip hop, you know, track, nothing too insane about it, nothing too crazy. But Migos in it, of course, you know, Migos the boys, you know, they go insane, they crazy, they lit. So definitely, you know, that one's a great track, just because Migos done. I mean, come on. And then we get to the final track, which again kind of wraps up his overall thoughts, you know, and his overall kind of, you know, the premise of the album, the theme of the album. He kind of lays it out again once more, and it is so good, so good. This is the main job for me about this album. You know, this This album, I guess you can argue that it's not, you know, the best sounding, you know, it's not the best rapping of Big Sean, maybe it's not the best performance of Big Sean overall, but I feel like this narrative is one of the best things that has come out in hip-hop in recent years. I feel like this story is just something that anyone can take home with, and that's, you know, to me, that's the power of music. I'm saying, like, the power of music is that you can portray so many different things and make it sound good and make it, you know, just more relatable and more attainable to a wide variety of people. And I feel like this is a story that needs to be told through a wide variety of people. And I feel like, you know, we haven't really gotten a good story-driven album, you know, ever since maybe 2014, right? Ever since J. Cole's hit 2014, Forest Hills Drive, you know, where that had a serious, you know, and that had a real story and, you know, cohesive feel to it. And, you know, we haven't had that since this, and I feel like this definitely fills that gap right now in hip-hop, and I feel like it is just an amazing album. I really do implore you guys to listen to it. Definitely do check it out. Definitely do let me know also if you've listened to it. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Let's have a discussion. Let me get, you know, your top tracks you don't like, tracks you do like. Maybe if you even disagree with me on something, let me know down in the comments below. I just want to hear your guys' opinion on this album. So yeah, that was all I got. I definitely recommend this album, Big Sean's I Decided. It is obviously on Apple Music, Spotify, for purchase, all stuff like that. And I would even, you know, advise you even buy it. Yo, this album is worth buying. I'm just gonna say out there you go. I know a lot of people don't like buying music anymore, or they just stick to a streaming service, but I am subscribed to Apple Music, and I still bought this album just because of its, you know, just because of its level of how good it is. I'm saying, so I definitely do recommend, if you guys are a purchaser of music, if you guys like to buy music, definitely this album is worth your dollars. And if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share all the links down below. I appreciate all of you guys. Give me. Thanks for watching, and as always, I got you.